Rishi tells Ayush that Lakshmi sees Malishka and him getting married. Ayush gets shocked and asks that where is Lakshmi. He shouted, asking Rishi that where is Lakshmi. Lakshmi is seen running on the road with her injured foot and she is crying. A song plays in the background. Lakshmi recalls her moment with Rishi. Lakshmi recalls Shalu telling her that Rishi is having an affair with someone. She recalls seeing Rishi and Malishka hugging each other and all of Rishi's lies. She recalls Nanaji giving them honeymoon ticket, but Rishi refusing to go. Lakshmi recalls Rishi's words that he loves her a lot and he keeps her above himself in priority. She says, "Why did you lie?" And she asks, "Why is everything snatched from me?" She hears the temple bell ringing and she goes to the small temple at the roadside. Lakshmi says to the goddess idol that why did you do this with me? I did not ask you for anything, but you gave me everything only for this betrayal. She says I cannot bear this big betrayal and says how will I live now? She says love, marriage and wedding rounds were all fake. She says everything was betrayal. She cried bitterly and says she cannot bear it anymore. Ayush angrily asks Rishi and Malishka that where is Lakshmi? Malishka says Lakshmi might have gone home to instigate everyone against us. Malishka tells Rishi that we have to go there and tell everyone that Lakshmi misunderstood us. Malishka wipes Rishi's tilak and takes off the wedding garland from his neck. She tells him that she cannot come to their house wearing a bridal cloth and she asks Rishi to go home and handle everything. Ayush and Rishi sit in the car. Ayush tells Rishi that God had given you a chance and you have ruined everything. Malishka asks them to go before Lakshmi will manipulate everyone at home. Lakshmi thinks of her father's words and she cries sitting in front of the temple. Lakshmi says, "Father, is this my life partner?" She says he has left me and he is getting married to someone he lied to me to be his friend. Lakshmi cried and says, "Father, please come back to me. I am all alone now, please come back." Lakshmi says, "Where do I go? Whom will I talk to and how will I live?" Lakshmi cried and says, "I cannot live anymore," and she cried so badly. Rishi is driving the car and he asks Ayush why he is looking at him with a lot of anger. Malishka calls Rishi and asks him to tell everyone at home that whatever Lakshmi saw was false. She asks him to deny that they were getting married. She asks Rishi to convince the family members and he should also convince Lakshmi that nothing was between them. She says Lakshmi will believe you like always. Ayush gets angry and he tells Malishka over the phone that Lakshmi is not foolish, but it is you who is foolish. He says, "Do you realize what you were trying to do? You were trying to marry Rishi even though Rishi is already married and your marriage was also fixed with Viraj." Malishka tells Ayush that you always think that I am wrong, but I will not blame you. I will blame Lakshmi because Lakshmi has emotionally blackmailed you with her emotions and tears. Rishi couldn't hear Malishka saying negative things against Lakshmi, so he angrily ends the call. Ayush tells Rishi that he has done a disaster. Rishi says if you were in my shoe, then you would have done the same. He asks Ayush not to judge him and he should not tell him that he has done wrong because he did what anyone would have done if they were in his place. Malishka comes to her room and she begins to angrily throw things around. She says, "I couldn't get married due to that Lakshmi." Kiran comes there and says, "You were marrying Rishi? How can you even think of doing that?" A lady comes there and hears them and the lady goes from there shockingly. Malishka tells Kiran that, "Mom, it is not my mistake, but it is Lakshmi's mistake." She says Lakshmi had come there and my marriage couldn't happen. She says Lakshmi will do emotional drama in front of everyone and she will make me bad and I will become a villain in front of everyone. She hugs Kiran and cries. Lakshmi recalls Rishi asking her not to think that there is something going on between Malishka and him. She recalls their moment together and she cried. Rishi and Ayush come back home. They run to the room. Karishma sees Rishi and thinks that thank God, Rishi is saved. Ayush calls Lakshmi. Rishi knocks on the bathroom door and gets inside, but Lakshmi is not there. Ayush gets worried. Virendra says Lakshmi's phone is unreachable. Now even the weather is not bad and Lakshmi did not come back home. Neelam tells Virendra that Lakshmi has become careless. She says Rishi is not foolish like Lakshmi because Rishi had called them and informed them that he is safe in Malishka's house, so everyone's mind was calm that Rishi is safe, but Lakshmi did not do that and Lakshmi's phone is still not reachable. Neelam scolds Virendra for always supporting Lakshmi. She says I scolded Lakshmi because she did a mistake. Karishma comes to Neelam and says Rishi has come back with Ayush. Virendra thank God and he asks about Lakshmi. Karishma says Lakshmi haven't come back yet. In the room, Ayush asks Rishi that what was the reason for his actions. Rishi says now I have to search for Lakshmi, so I cannot answer your questions. Ayush tells Rishi that you would have shown some decency from the beginning and you should have told Lakshmi the truth, that you wanted to marry Malishka, but now you have destroyed Lakshmi with your stupid action. Ayush asks Rishi if it is good that Lakshmi came to know the truth by seeing Malishka and Rishi getting married. Virendra and others comes there and they hears them. Virendra angrily slaps Rishi and Neelam is also not happy with Rishi. Virendra slaps Rishi hard on his face after hearing that he was trying to get married to Malishka and Lakshmi saw them. A lady who overhears Kiran and Malishka's conversation shocks Viraj's grandfather and Viraj with the truth that Malishka was trying to get married to Rishi. Viraj and his grandfather get up hearing the truth shockingly. Lakshmi comes to the cliff and she started walking. The things in the Oberai's house started falling down. Neelam is shocked and she sees the heavy storm. Rishi says Lakshmi, but Virendra interrupts and asks him not to mention Lakshmi's name. Virendra grabs Rishi's collar and asks, where did you go to? To Malishka's house? To marry her? And here your mother was blaming Lakshmi and accusing Lakshmi for not stopping you. He says if anything happens to my daughter Lakshmi, then I will not leave anyone. Neelam tells Virendra that I accept that Rishi is wrong, but Virendra says did you see how Lakshmi's condition was and says she went alone by walking with her injured foot. He says Lakshmi was scared when the priest told her that Rishi's life is in danger. Virendra says I tried to stop Lakshmi from going to look for Rishi because of her condition, but Lakshmi did not listen to me. He says whatever Rishi has done is a crime and it is a sin for breaking an innocent person's heart. Virendra asks Rishi that where is my daughter? Tell me. Rishi says Dad, I don't know where Lakshmi is. He says Lakshmi is not picking my call and says she will pick your call. Virendra says I am not selfish like you and I had accepted Lakshmi as my daughter with my heart, but today Lakshmi is not picking my call because of your actions. Neelam tells Virendra that you can scold Rishi later, but for now we should search for Lakshmi. Rishi says I have searched for Lakshmi everywhere, but I couldn't find her. Grandma says Lakshmi might have gone to her aunt's house. Neelam calls Rano and asks her to tell Lakshmi that she has called her. Rano says Lakshmi is in your house. She then scolds Neha for switching off the channel. Neelam ends the call. Rano thinks if Lakshmi and Rishi had any fight and she gets happy. Neelam tells the family members that Lakshmi is not in her uncle's house. Karishma says Lakshmi might have asked her aunt to lie. Neelam says her aunt was watching TV and I heard the TV sound. She says Lakshmi is not there. Grandma worries for Lakshmi and she prays for her safety. Rishi sits and cries and says Lakshmi was very angry and sad. I haven't seen her this much sad and hurt before. He says Lakshmi was looking at me and I have realized that her heart was breaking. She herself was breaking. Rishi says to himself that I tried to stop Lakshmi from going away, but she did not stop. He cries and says I should have run behind her and he regrets his actions. Karishma asks Rishi to relax and says Lakshmi will come back home. Virendra tells everyone that I am going to search for Lakshmi and he asks Ayush to come. Ayush says he would come. Rishi says even I will come. Virendra says I don't want your fake sympathy and says if I don't get Lakshmi, then I will lose even my son, and he asks him not to come in front of him until he finds Lakshmi. Rishi tells Virendra that it was my mistake, but my intentions were not meant to hurt Lakshmi. Virendra says you knew that what you were doing was wrong, but you hurt Lakshmi intentionally. Virendra says don't betray me with your lies. He lives with Ayush. Karishma says why is my brother doing all this drama for that girl? Neelam asks Karishma not to support Rishi. She says I was silent because whatever your dad said was right. She says Lakshmi did not care for herself and she went in the storm to bring you because she loves you. Neelam tells Rishi that I always loved you and I supported you. She says today I couldn't say anything to your dad. I couldn't ask him not to beat my son because you are wrong. She says you were my pride and today I am feeling ashamed because of you. Karishma tells Neelam that don't blame Rishi like my brother is already doing. She says Malishka and Rishi are children and they don't know what they were doing. Neelam says why would they not accept my words and says neither of them are children because they are grown-up adults. Neelam says I asked both Rishi and Malishka and they had said that they have moved on and parted ways. She says you lied to me also. She says if Lakshmi is not found, then I don't know what will happen. Karishma asks Devika, Ahana and Sonia to take care of Neelam and Grandma and she goes on blaming Lakshmi for everything. The inspector refuses to file the police complaint before 12 hours. The doorbell rings at Pritam's house. Neha says Lakshmi might have come, but she found Shalu at the door. Virendra tells the police that Lakshmi had only one house as her parents' house and her in-laws' house. He asks the police to search for Lakshmi. Shalu comes inside the house and says the neighbor called and said that our clothes flied away and went to their house, so I went there to bring it back. Rano gets angry on Shalu. Neha says there might be something big between Lakshmi and Rishi. She asks Rano what did Neelam says. Rano tells Neha. Neha says she ended the call without telling you that Lakshmi has returned or not. Maybe Lakshmi will never be seen again. Rano says you are overthinking things. Neha calls Lakshmi on the phone and says she is not picking the call. Rano says something has happened. Rishi and Neelam comes to the police station. Virendra asks Rishi why did he come there. Neelam says I brought him here. Karishma tells Virendra that we also want to search for Lakshmi. Virendra says after hurting Lakshmi, then you want to search for her. Ayush tells them that Lakshmi doesn't know about the places much and she might get lost. The inspector says that he can help them personally and he asks that who saw Lakshmi last and where. Rishi says I saw Lakshmi last and it was in Juhu, and the inspector and his team begins the investigations to search for Lakshmi. Okay guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to give this video a like, don't forget to share it, and I'll see you all again in my next video. Bye guys.